Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage, the top 5 mods that I've made to my XK8. So if you're new to our channel, then can I ask you please to subscribe, because if you like XK8 content, this is the place to be, and it really helps the channel out. We never charge for any of the videos and never will. We've now reached a point where we have literally hundreds of episodes of secrets of the XK8 containing 150, 160 individual secrets. We've done untold numbers of how to repair, how to fix, how to upgrade videos, lifestyle videos, and assorted videos about my other vehicles in the fleet. So I thought it was time to start summarising some of the messages I wanted to get across in top 5s. And I'd like to kick this mini-series with the 5 top modifications that I've done to my XK8. And obviously that's in my opinion. How am I judging them? I've made it a combination of I enjoyed doing them and they've significantly increased the usability or pleasure I get from the car, rather than anything that is particularly scientific. Let's get straight in. At number 5, Headlamp Desiccant. Way on back I did a video about headlamps, secrets of the XK8 that was about headlamps, and then followed it on with a whole headlight saga where I restored, replaced, rebuilt my headlights. And one of the reasons for doing that is the XK8 suffers badly from condensation within the headlight. One of the reasons for that is it's one of the very last cars to have true glass headlamps, and the differential in temperature that it creates condensation very easily. Plus there's areas where moisture's gonna get in and the ventilation isn't the best. There are lots and lots of different ways of trying to eliminate the condensation that appears in these lamps. Some of them are Jaguar's own mods, including T-shaped vents being attached to the side of the headlamp unit. There is an existing vent in the bottom of the headlamp which needs clearing out. People have done ventilation pipes onto the headlamp covers with heated chimneys, which do actually work rather well, I've got to say. But what we came up with for one of my videos was desiccant packs in gauze bags lowered into the access hatches above the headlamps. This has resulted in almost no condensation ever appearing in these lamps. It'd be dishonest if I say I never see any, but it very quickly evaporates. The desiccant bag system, which you can look up in another video and I'll put a link below, is cheap and easy to do, has great results, and the packs I have to recharge about once every 6 months by blowing them with a hairdryer. Cassette-based audio and Bluetooth. The X100 series is just plain simple too old to have any standard equipment in its hi-fi that is useful in a modern environment. So most cars will have a cassette player and an FM radio. Some cars will have a CD player in the boot. And yes, it's possible to upgrade the head unit to the premium sound system as supplied by Jaguar, giving better sound, or to remove it entirely and put in an aftermarket head unit. However, the unit that's in is shaped to fit the dashboard, looks right, and it's nice to keep some degree of originality. Full details are in another video which again I'll link in the description below, But my solution was to go for a cassette-based Bluetooth system, which by purely including this in the cassette player, with this small microphone, charging point and switch unit hanging out the front, we achieved the ability to use our phones as music sources, allowing the tape player to pick up the music, the audio via Bluetooth. We get hands-free phone operation. And if, like me, you use a mobile phone as a sat-nav by propping it up in this area in front of the dash or putting it on the screen, you also get voice over radio or voice over cassette or voice over Bluetooth from the sat-nav using the car speakers. A cheap solution that keeps everything original and works really well for me. We're going to the back, and it's the differential fill-up access hatch. This is about being able to fill the differential with oil easily on your XK8. Access from underneath is incredibly tricky, doable but tricky, and rather than struggle, I decided to make this hatch, which enables me to open it up, see clearly what I'm doing, fill with oil, and then put the hatch back. It's certainly an unusual choice as a favourite mod, in that it's not going to be used very often, maybe twice, 3 times in the average person's ownership if they're really fastidious. It's more about the satisfaction I had in doing it, the fun of working out how to make it look neat, and then daft little things like making the label and trying to match the semi-painted finish in the boot. It all just plays to my own OCD, if you like, and creates some fabulous conversations amongst other Jaguar fans who see my car and invariably want to see, can I see your hatch, John? There's a full video on how and why I did it, and again I'll put the link in the description below if you're interested. Just before we move on to numbers 2 and 1, I thought I'd just take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody who has already sent in photos for the 2022 Jaguar XK8 photo competition. Entries remain possible until the last day in July 2022, after which that's closed. If you want to know more, there'll be a link in the description below to a video about the photo competition, but essentially photo of an XK8, get it to me ASAP, enter our competition. The winners, as voted by you guys, will end up in next year's calendar. And the 2022 calendar is getting flicked over today because we are now getting into July. And so we're going to say goodbye to Brian Neff and his 2005 XKR, the Striped Barn Cat, and say hello to Kip and Lana Misek's 2008 XK8 called the Little Red Car. And this one's at Arrowhead Golf Course, Colorado, USA. Beautiful car, beautiful colour, beautiful backdrop. Each page of the calendar, as you know, has a little paragraph using this image to describe something interesting about the XK8. And on this page, we're looking at the original design features of the Mark I XK8, the purest body. So there's a little bit in here about cowled lights, rubbing strips, etc. At number 2, we have my stainless steel performance exhaust system. The opening and closing credits in my videos will have tipped most of you off, but I adore the exhaust system on my XK8. This is my second car that I've installed identical systems on, and it's a stage 1 and stage 2 Adamesh sports system. I love the fact that it's stainless steel. It looks beautiful. I think it enhances the aesthetics of the car. I love that it releases some of the XK8's V8 growl, which is otherwise lost behind such a heavily muted exhaust system. I love the fact it releases just that little bit of extra pep, probably best felt in terms of faster pickup. And I love the fact that even with quite a loud exhaust system, if you're going full bore on acceleration, is actually still really refined, really muted, smooth and pleasant when you're cruising or not pushing on. You don't have to wake the neighbours. I enjoyed fitting it. It was a great project. I thought it was great value for money. And if you've got an XK8, I really don't think many people will find a more satisfying and enjoyable mod than the effects of a better exhaust system, just for the oral pleasure, if for nothing else. There's a whole series of videos called the Exhaust Saga, which take you through my decision process on getting this particular exhaust system, how to remove your exhaust, how to fit stage 1, stage 2, or stage 1 and 2, and comparing all the different sounds that are generated across standard, stage 1, stage 2. I'll put a link to that one in the description below the video as well. And my number 1 mod is the brake upgrade. In a series of videos that I did called the Brake Saga, selecting the right mods, buying them, removing parts, restoring parts, installing them, and probably most popularly testing those brakes. And I enjoy the results every time I drive this car, and I adored doing the mods themselves. And that whole process for me was pure joy. I had a few little issues along the way, but I love more than anything playing with my Jaguar XK8. Almost more than driving it on a really nice day on a nice road. I really enjoy playing in my garage, hence the title of the channel, To The Garage. I upgraded the brakes because I wanted a little bit better feel, a little bit more bite, and some more resistance to brake fade at temperature. I don't push my car particularly hard, but I go out for the odd spirited drive. And I used to do a lot of sprint racing. So I've got a feel for maybe doing more track days in the future, and that's probably as far as my motorsport is ever going to go. So I didn't really need better brakes. I just wanted them, if I'm honest. XK8's X100s have got an unusual brake feel. If you're unused to these cars, particularly Mark 1s like mine, early cars, have a rather soft feeling pedal with a very long travel compared to almost anything else. However, their braking effect is very, very good. Coupled with excellent anti-dive geometry, there is not a really strong valid reason for a massive brake upgrade. However, it was fun. The result has been brakes that give me confidence and make me smile every time I apply them. I've reduced the amount of brake dust coming off my brakes, which used to irritate me. The brake dust that comes off is now a ceramic material, so it's a pale grey and is less obvious. The stopping distances when I really want to stop are epically good. I mean, any car, this would take it on for stopping power. The brake feel is improved, but anybody who jumps out of a hot hatch that's decent into this will think the brakes are poor until they start measuring stopping distances. It's just the way they feel. Later cars are better due to an upgraded master cylinder, which gives a shorter stroke. I cosmetically enhanced the car by doing powder coating using my own kit in the garage to make the brake calipers not only red and pretty, but they'll endure in that way. The EBC grooved discs look fabulous and do a great job. And on a very personal note, I have fabulous memories of going out and doing the testing on the braking system with my dad. And my dad, as most of you know, passed away last year, my absolute hero. And so that makes that mod all the more special. Ironically, one of the other videos he was heavily involved with is actually probably the first video on my channel, and that is putting a spare wheel rack that pivots away onto a T25 camper with me. And for the same reasons, I occasionally think I should have kept that camper, but hindsight is a wonderful thing. Those are my 5 favourite mods for some very different reasons. All of them linked in the description below if you want to see more on them, but this car has literally got hundreds of modifications on it. If you're looking for nitrous oxide and drift stance, then you're not going to find it in my videos. But if you want subtle tweaks, mods and improvements, then please subscribe to the channel. Please click the little notification bell. And remember, if you've got an XK8 XKR, please take a photograph of it and send it in to our competition, and you may appear on our calendar, but you've only got a few days left. Details in the description below, and the email address to send it to is below me right now. Love you all. See you soon. Loads more videos coming out on the XK8, on the Abarth, on the A-Class motorhome, and on the El Grande, plus new projects possibly in the pipeline, and some more top 5s.